Yo, yo, yo. It's your boy MF Crypto here, aka Quantstradamus, once again. And as always, I'm on a mission to help you build generational wealth. Welcome back to the channel to my fellow subscribers. And for those of you who may be tuning in for the very first time, welcome in as well. Do yourselves a major favor if you haven't done so already. Hit that subscribe button and click on the bell for notifications because I provide the single greatest quant network updates on all of YouTube. I promote winning crypto projects and networks on my channel. Nothing less shall suffice. You have stumbled upon the holy grail of crypto, YouTube, home of the wife-changing digital assets. I'm out to change some wives here. That's what I set out on my mission to do here on this channel from day one. The wife changer MF Crypto at your service. I have a very exciting video for you today. Quant Network is going to be the overarching ecosystem of the future of digital currency. Let's hop right into it. We don't have much time to spare, guys. Creating the right ecosystem for digital currency. This is on Quant Network's own website by Rebecca Hackworth. Central bank digital currencies and stablecoins could introduce new efficiencies, transparency, and protections into our monetary system. However, for ultimate benefit, new forms of digital money require a purposeful design with fungibility and interoperability in mind, and a mature, regulated environment to operate within, writes Rebecca Hackworth, head of communications at Quant Network. Everyone's talking about money, not just in terms of personal finances, but the actual nature of money, what it is, how it's issued, how it maintains value, and how it can be best moved between people, businesses, and across borders. Quant Network aims to increase the efficiency of this financial system that we are currently living in, and they will do so once the new financial order and system is ushered in. This discussion has moved beyond the remote corners of academia, the payments industry, and economist circles into mainstream conversation. The reason for this, of course, is the rise of cryptocurrencies. In November 2021, the global market cap of crypto reached $3 trillion, with 16% of Americans and 18% of Brits owning this new digital asset, according to Pew Research and the Financial Times. It's a changing of the financial system, ladies and gentlemen. Do not be left behind. Increasingly, this conversation highlights the word fungibility. The once obscure term essentially means tradability, whether consumers, businesses, and governments will accept a form of money as a consistent unit of value. Cryptocurrency advocates worry about the continued fungibility of fiat money, the money issued or backed by central banks. They cite the cumulative impacts of quantitative easing, eroding democratic values, and shifting political winds on the long-term value of fiat. In some cases, they may be right. However, they are wrong in the view that cryptocurrency and decentralization offer a panacea against these threats. Wow, this is very insightful stuff, guys. Look at Quant Network. Look at you guys go. This is an exciting article. Let's dive into this. Cryptocurrencies are not backed by central systematic controls, so the individual actions of significant holders or whales can drastically impact value. Moreover, with its extreme volatility, Bitcoin dropped 65% this year alone. Insufficient regulation and governance. Crypto is in its current state is unlikely to be the currency of choice for day-to-day payments or financing. Even Elon Musk, until recently one of the world's greatest crypto enthusiasts, now seems to agree. In late July, Tesla sold 75% of its Bitcoin holdings, once valued at $2 billion, to shore up liquidity. But might this move also demonstrate a lack of faith in the so-called gold standard of cryptocurrency? Interesting stuff here, guys. Could central bank digital currency provide the answer? CBDCs, a topic that I have been talking about since day one on this channel. They are very rapidly coming down the pipeline, guys. Prepare yourselves. A new form of public money issued by central banks aimed to bring stability and consistency to this new world of digital assets. CBDCs endeavor to marry the functionality of smart contracts, including near-instant settlement and reconciliation. XRP, XLM. The existence of permanent, auditable, records, and programmability to trigger payments with the solidity of fiat currency. Furthermore, CBDCs have the potential to prevent fraud and to prevent real-time information about risks to the financial system. Quant founder and CEO Gilbert Verdian says that a CBDC, if it had been in existence, could have provided information to warn regulators about impending mortgage defaults that led to the '08 financial crisis and enabled central banks to take preventative measures. Many people are rightly concerned about their privacy and financial inclusion with respect to CBDCs, a very hot topic on this channel as well. Your personal freedoms are very much so at risk, and your financial privacy are at risk with the ushering in of central bank digital currencies. How will this be addressed? We will find out in the near future here. Democratic governments realize this and are actively consulting with stakeholders on how privacy protections and financial inclusion can inform currency design. These institutions view money as a public good that needs to be based on democratic principles and trust for widespread public acceptance and adoption. If CBDCs arise in this consumer-friendly format, could they be the Rolls-Royce of digital currency in terms of fungibility? If the answer is yes, what about the role of private money? And this is why Quant Network is so paramount to the new financial order. Guys, it can handle private and retail transactions seamlessly with its Overledger OS system. It has already figured out what it needs to position itself for and has built and designed its incredible system, its patented Overledger OS system, guys, to fulfill and pacify these exact needs for the coming financial order. Today, private money issued by commercial banks in the form of loans represents 95% of the total money in circulation in the UK. This money isn't printed as notes. Rather, it's issued and transacted on ledgers. Tokenization takes this concept of private money one step further. Circle's USDC backed one-to-one by US dollar deposits in Silvergate Bank is essentially a form of private money. In its nascent form, digital private money is used on crypto exchanges and cold wallets as a liquid asset to park fiat and take earnings after crypto trades. Proponents of privately issued stablecoins want to take them mainstream as a new digital dollar to be used not only in crypto trading but also in everyday payments. Opponents cite data privacy concerns. Do we really want banks and big tech companies to track our every spend? This is the big question, guys. Whether consumers warm to this use case remains to be seen. But if people start using stablecoins for day-to-day payments, this form of money will become, or need to become, another example of fungible currency and the key concepts of fungibility. So back to the original definition of fungibility. It's essentially the aspect of money or currency that make it tradable. Its hallmarks include: is it trusted? The US dollar is highly trusted, backed by long-standing democratic institutions and dependable fiduciary and prudential regimes to mitigate risk within a strong regulatory and legal framework. As a result, the greenback is often a de facto currency of choice, not only in the US, but in other countries with weaker monetary controls. Is it dependably backed? Is the digital currency backed by a strong, trusted central bank or a regulated commercial bank? Or, in the case of algorithmic stablecoins, backed by other stablecoins, cryptocurrencies, or DeFi investments that are questionably audited? Or, like Bitcoin, is it not backed at all? Rather, its inherent value is derived purely from market sentiment. Can it be securely held? This concept also goes back to trust. If it could be easily hacked or emptied from your digital wallet, then perhaps it's not the best unit of value. Equally, if it's a paper note that could be easily counterfeited, it might become less valuable. Is it stable or is it volatile? If its value fluctuates a lot in one day, then it becomes difficult to use as a consistent store of value and unit of account. Guys, this is huge here. We are talking about major problems within the future of global finance and the tokenization and digitization of assets and central bank digital currencies, and how Quant Network comes into play here. How a strong regulatory framework supports fungibility. Trust is a crucial feature of fungibility, and for this, we need a practical regulatory and legal framework to define what the new form of money is, how it can be issued, operated, and traded, and how to manage risk. This framework and policy would also cover the roles, responsibilities, and oversight of different governing bodies and participants within the monetary ecosystem, central and commercial banks, regulators, government departments, as well as third-party infrastructure providers. It would also set out the liability requirements of different issuers to protect consumers. The framework would also define the prudential obligations, that is, how the currency is backed, and the thresholds for when more onerous risk management provisions come into play. The EU's markets and crypto assets regulation delves into this detail by defining how stablecoins should be backed, how they can be brought to market, and whom is a significant issuer or service provider, subject to additional oversight. Guys, the EU markets in crypto assets regulation and Quant network are directly intertwined. They have been working on every single one of these issues we are talking about today. Fungibility, interoperability. This is Quant network, guys. This is what they are aiming to achieve, and they are rapidly doing so. These rules also aim to mitigate the systemic risk of too much private money, which could undermine the ability of governments and central banks to employ controls to assist economic recovery in times of steep inflation or recession. Lastly, the regulatory framework would also set out probity requirements for ethics and sound processes so the whole system has proper oversight. To prevent bad actors from entering the system, anti-money laundering and know your customer rules would also come into play. Finally, the difference between fungibility and interoperability. The clincher. Closely related to regulation is the need for standardization. There are 4 principal types of distributed ledger technology on which new digital currencies can run: public, permissionless, private, permissioned, hybrid, and consortiums. Each type of DLT is best suited for a particular use case. For example, intra-company repos like JP Morgan's Onyx are run in a private ring-fenced blockchain, whereas commercial stablecoins such as USDC, supported by a network of banks, is operated on a consortium blockchain. Whilst these use cases are powerful, they take a siloed approach that leaves open the question of interoperability and hence fungibility between the different digital currencies, and this is what Quant Network solves. It brings everything and every one of these assets together, guys. Understand how monumental this project is, and you will realize why the FOMO will be astronomical in the future for this project. You are so blessed to be here today, reading and hearing about Quant Network's involvement in the future of the financial sector, because it's changing everything, guys. It is the network of networks. Do not allow this opportunity to pass you by. Gilbert Verdian believes that in the future, enterprises extend and scale the way they use stablecoins for payments. He proposes that banks may want to develop commercial stablecoins that operates on public ledgers for consumer to merchant transactions and through consortium banking networks. For this to happen, international standards and technical harmonization need to be agreed and implemented. ISO TC307, Blockchain ISO standard, is one such body creating international standards. Organizations like INATBA, the International Association for Trusted Blockchain Applications, review and classify different blockchain projects to support international harmonization. Gilbert further explains that standardization puts in place the framework needed for interoperability, and interoperability is essentially the technical and business considerations that enable stablecoins or a CBDC to easily transact from one network to network. It will connect all of these major power players and allow these transactions to run seamlessly together. They have the solution, guys. It's just a matter of these massive financial conglomerates and Fortune 500 companies to realize how incredible the solution over Ledger OS is and how it allows blockchain, TradFi, and DeFi, decentralized finance, to connect together seamlessly. It is an integral component to the future of our planet as we know it. in the near future, we will probably see more and more digital currencies coming into existence. Not probably, definitely, ladies and gentlemen. As improved governance, regulations, and standards take hold, the market will mature to a state in which commercial stablecoins and CBDCs can transact ubiquitously across networks, and that's when Quant Network will see its monumental rise to prominence. Gilbert anticipates that traditional currencies, cash, and even cryptocurrency may have roles as well, and each country and jurisdiction will have a slightly different mix of currencies. Ultimately, merchants and consumers will have more choice in how and where they transact, and this will spur a wake of new business opportunities, guys. The key to this is purposeful design, so we build on the principal concepts of fungibility and enable interoperability to ensure that money remains a public good. Quant Network is the interoperability provider of the future. It will be the overarching ecosystem for the future of digital assets and digital currency. Understand how massive this project is. I keep trying to sing it and shout it from the rooftops, guys, because you can change your lives by owning this asset. Not financial advice, always do your own research, but do not be scared off by our recent downtrend here. In price action, we were trading around the 165.82 mark. Guys, we were always going to see an exhaustion phase from that absurd run-up we saw over the past month plus. Do not be discouraged. Continue to DCA. As I said, it's not financial advice, but continue to DCA in if you believe in the future of Quant Network and QNT, the network of networks. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. This has been another feature presentation by MF Crypto, aka Quantstradamus, aka the Wife Changer, the #1 source for all your crypto needs. I'll see you next episode. Cheers.